I don't think you understand the amount of advice that was bombarded in my brain, because at the time I was given a lot of do's and don'ts. Do not help people with your luggage, do not talk to strangers, do not carry overweight stuff, do not miss your flight or you get, I don't know what, lost, do not do this, do this. So when the first thing I was told should not happen happened, I was now scared. Now everything was loose. Like the wall I was building or I was holding onto was now broken. So they weigh my bag and the lady is like, hi, your bag is way beyond the kilogram limit, so you either have to open your bag, leave the things at the airport, or call the person you came with to go back home with it. And I can see you're just a minor. She actually mentioned it, and she was like, are your parents still here? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, please, can my parent be allowed in so that if she has to take things away, she can take things away? And she was like, yeah, sure, you should have been allowed to let the parent in. And I was like, the people at the door, they're the problem. I never understand why, because in China I've taken most of my friends to the airport and we are allowed to get in up until, you know, we help them check in their luggage, we stay with them in the waiting area. We are only not allowed to go to the boarding area. I don't understand why Kenya was different. I don't know if it has changed now, but then it was like that. So I get to go and take my parents. I was only allowed one, who was my mom. We had also an option of having another luggage. They had to put it in a box. But now in my head, I'm like, when I land in China, I'm gonna have a lot of stress because one, there's this box that there's no place to carry it on. And then I have a whole suitcase and 3 bags on me. And after checking in and I was given everything and I was told, now it's okay, you can go to the boarding area. So I get to tell my mom goodbye again. And I go to the Kwaheri, Kenya. And I go upstairs. And when you go upstairs, like, you get lost. If someone is downstairs, they don't see you again. So I go to the boarding area and now I'm frisked again. And then I sit down and finally I'm like, finally. And I get to say my final goodbyes on the phone. I'm still in denial because at the time, there's a lot going on that I'm not thinking I'm going to another country. Okay? So I'm still putting this idea very much off. Like, it's very far away in my processes of that. At the time, what I was thinking about was just arriving in China. Oh, let's backtrack. I was going with another Kenyan person I didn't know. He was a guy, right? So we meet at the boarding area. He was a little bit late, so he met me at the boarding area and then we got to board the plane together. Even though we had different seats and whatever, I was a little bit calm now because at least there's another Kenyan with me somewhere on the plane. The journey from Kenya to like Ethiopia, I think it was 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours. I don't remember, but I remember us landing at night. And guys, thank God I had another Kenyan with me. Thank God first we didn't have to clear our luggage again. I mean, to check in our luggage again. And thank God I had another Kenyan because we got lost. I think we were moving from one airport to another or something. Like, and it's at night. So everyone is moving everywhere. Like, hey, it was so confusing. If I was alone, the pressure would have been increasing. First, we are at the right boarding area and then we're told that you guys know your flight has been delayed. And now they had to change the boarding gate again. And now we were switched again to another place. Bruh, it was like, I was tired because I just wanted to arrive to China. Like, why? Like, and finally the time came. So I slept. Guys, one thing I can do, and guys, hey, if we were earning money by sleeping, I would have been very far in this life. I slept. The only times I was woken up was mealtime. And those meals, nah, I'm not gonna talk about it, because I'm just saying that probably it's because of all the things that were going on in my mind that didn't allow me to enjoy the food, but they weren't nice. I think we were served 2 meals, dinner and breakfast, yeah. But finally, and remember, I'm eating, I just munch on a little bit of this, then I give it back and I go back to sleep again. That was my routine. And finally, I remember hearing that we are almost about to land, and that's when I woke up again, and then we landed. And then once we exited, we found a lot of Kenyans waiting. We were there with the flags and, you know, singing and dancing, and I was like, okay. Remember, in my head, I'm still thinking I'm somewhere in Kenya, because, you know, nothing foreign has happened at this point. I just saw a lot of Kenyans, and they are all celebrating and dancing and whatever, and we get there and we started talking naturally, you know, Swahili and all, like, hey, you look like your sister. At the time, I remember once we exited, the amount of heat I felt. Heat that is not moving, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but the heat in summer is always still. There's no wind to propel it, you know, at least there's no cooling mechanism. The heat I felt, and at the time I was wearing a pull neck, socks, black jeans, rubber shoes, like I was ready to call it quits. I wanted to shower, I wanted to be out of that sun. So we get outside, and, you know, we are now organizing which car will take these people, which car will take these people. And surprisingly, at the entrance, many of us were Kenyans, but we didn't know each other. Oh God. So but then some were going to different schools, some of us are going to my school. And yeah, so we got into the car. Now it's almost evening, night-ish. So getting into the car, the journey to my school, it was almost nighttime. And then we get to school, they help me carry my luggage, and then I meet my sister, and it's this, you know, magical feeling like, oh, I haven't seen my sister in so long. It felt like I just visited another city in my country, you know, because all this time I've just been interacting with Kenyans. Remember that. So I get to see my sister, and we have a great night. So now it's the next day, and as students, you now have to start orientation and doing a lot of things for registration. I remember this morning, you know, I woke up, my sister was like, oh, you have to wake up early. I'll take you to the place that you need to start doing your registration at, because you first have to register your course or something. And just remembering it gives me a lot of flashbacks. So I dress up, I'm ready. So we get out, and now this is the first time I'm seeing this place in daylight. We end up at Commercial Street, and I have never seen that many people of color. I know this is used to reference black people, but this time I'm referencing a lot of white and Asian. I don't think I saw black people. And once we were very close, these people stopped focusing on what they were focusing on, and now their focus changed to us. And now all I could see was phones directed towards me, right? I don't know what they were doing, but of course it's either pictures or videos. And then some started running towards us, speaking this language I do not understand, and then taking pictures. And I was like, very funny. Thank you for the joke. Now take me back. Take me back. Very quickly. Yeah, I got the story. I understand. Thank you for the show. Can I like go back home? Like please, like, hey, I was under Siege. Like, guys, that was the first time I was like, please, like, just take me back. Take me back home. Take me back home, Stacky. And yeah, that was my first day landing, and actual realization that I'm not in my country again. So I hope you liked it, and I'll see you guys at another time. Peace. Wow.